He's the king of the street.
Nice intro. Right, yeah, so kick off with this one. I'm going to dedicate this one to our unwanted guests in the Midland Hotel. It's called Careers Advisor in Whitehall. Congratulations, Junior Minister, you got yourself elected, now to get respected, you got yourself connected, you got yourself into gear. Politics ain't a vocation, it's become a career, so toe the party line. Don't rock the boat and you'll be fine. And when I ask for the favour, you don't say no. Your only function is to maintain the status quo. Don't need an idealist throwing in rent. You got a conscience, you'll be rotting on the back bench because my sway goes all the way in the 10% that hold 90% of the wealth. So forget about the people. Look after yourself. And when your time in office is through, there'll be directorships and book deals waiting for you. All that we ask is you take care of the proles. Give them something to fear. Keep them under control. Give them a war on terror and a war on drugs and the people who believe you lose the war on mugs because the only war we're waging is an economic war where the have-nots keep not having so the haves keep getting more. Just you think long and hard about which side you're fighting for. Right. Oh, Dave! Oh, you're not allowed, it's cool. What have we got? Yeah, right, my dad. My dad, when I was in the 80s, my music taste was shit. I used to listen to the really manly bands like Erasure and the Pet Shop Boys and Bronski Beat. And then my dad pulled me to one side and got his vinyls out of the Clash and the Sex Pistols and the Ruts and got me into proper music. And music's just, it went downhill for me from there. Basically, yeah, I love punk. I love music that actually stands for something and lyrics actually have something to say, rather than a lot of the shite you get in the charts today. And that's what this is about. It's called Whatever Happened to the Heroes. In 77, the Stranglers asked whatever happened to the heroes. Round about the same year, Robert De Niro's asking, talking to me. Then punk kicked off and the attitude reflected the disaffected, the rejected, the disrespected, what the free choose to do what they want to do when they want to do it. When that freedom of choice found its voice, you couldn't ignore it. And then rebellion became a target market. Fast forward to today. Whatever happened to the heroes? Johnny Rotten seems forgotten, who was once a clown, Prince of Punk, and since it's sunk in my estimation, right to the gutter. No better to do than advertising fucking butter. Never mind the bollocks, whatever happened to the heroes? Whoa, Joe Strummer's dead, Tony Wilson's dead, Joey Ramone's dead, Kurt Vonnegut's dead, so it goes, there's no more heroes except a punking attitude, only standing lonely, Leonard Cohen still going, but who replace him, they won't sink but swim. For me, the outlook's looking grim. Now I've got my own mind. I don't need anyone to follow. And I'd like a John Lydon. But I'm just stuck with Bono. I've got some stuff. I've got cornered for half an hour. Did you know that John Lydon only did the butter advert to fund the next Pill album? Yes, I fucking do now, I know, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Right, what's next? Oh, bloody hell. Oh, I forgot what I'm doing next one. Next one is going to be... Fucking... bollocks to it. Right. Ah, yeah, this one. Right, so, today's for helping the homeless, and one day... I used to work. I used to have a job in a call centre. So I used to phone people up and, what's your name, bud?
Logic.
Logic. So I would phone up and I would say, Mr. Logic, we believe you have PPI on your loan or credit card. And he would respond with,
fuck that shit.
which would be, you know what? One of the nicest fucking answers I get all day. It was a soul-destroying, crushing shite job, but it paid the bills. And I got out as soon as I could, but outside, every lunch break there was a woman who was there, she just got a loaf of bread, feeding the pigeons like they were kids, and all the guys just kept trying to rip her, trying to take the piss out of her, and she just didn't bite back or anything like that, just washed over her like water off a duck's back. She was brilliant, I loved her, and this is about her. She talks to pigeons, impressed by their confident strut, heads bobbing to the rhythm of their feet, while the lunatics craze by, heads bowed, feet busy and blurred, eyes glazed with a conviction of their sanity. Talk to her in condescension and Tourette's because she talks to pigeons. Exchanging bread for the company, congregating her feet in a chorus of cooed thank yous. In suit jackets, straight jackets, the inmates of the open-air asylum got no crumbs left to just kick back and relax. And as the birds scatter from their stride, they're convinced they can fly higher. if they keep their heads down, shuffling back to rubber padded cubicles, while she sits in the sun and talks to pigeons. Tap. So I grew up, I'm a Salford boy, I grew up over the way in Salford, and I love it, I love my city. What I don't love is that it's got a worse reputation than it deserves. The knobheads in Salford are far outweighed for the absolute diamonds. The vast majority of people there are lovely, wonderful, caring, generous people, and the only people you hear about are the dickheads. So this is my poem about Salford. Salford is a Broadway musical. I never noticed it before, but Salford is a Broadway musical. Enter stage left. Tracksuit wearing troubadours, tinny mobile phone speakers, soundtrack a grand performance. The Precinct is a cast of dozens, Gene Kelly in their way through puddles past pensioners' monologue in the old days. Students dance with umbrellas. Parents pirouette with prams and child actors cry and command passing a toy shop window. They're all often upstaged by scene-stealing villains. It's a shame, because they're just a bit part. And Salford is a Broadway musical. You might not believe me, but Salford is a Broadway musical. Yeah. The sets, low budget. The cast didn't go to RADA. The audience don't clap politely like sea lions begging for fish. They're Rocky Horror Rowdy. And the worst reviews come from those who ain't even been to the show. So. I'm just going to do two more, then I'll clear off and let you get back to the music. In my early 20s, started dating a very middle-class girl, and she was lovely. Her mum and dad were lovely. They were teachers in Salford. And one day we had a little bit of a party, and they invited all their mates who started just ribbing into the teachers with, like, you know, how's it feel not really making a difference to these kids, these Salford kids, because they're not going to do anything. The girls will all be pregnant by the time they're 20, the guys will all be on the dole. You know that's how it's going to go, so, you know, how's it feel not really making a difference? And as much as I wanted to say anything, it was early days with this girl, and I wanted her mum and dad to like me, so I said nothing. 10 years later, this is my response. Once upon a wasted time, a teenage boy stared at a TV screen, magic mirror reflecting his face, alongside the fairest of them all. But nah, Cinderfella, you shall not go to the ball, for you were born in Never Never Land, and you shall never, never leave. Never, never achieve. Never, never believe in more. Their land is far, far away, where the princes and princesses play, and you are just a frog. So we hopped along with the other lost boys, donned red riding hoodies, followed the white rabbit down the K-hole into a wonderland of eat me, drink me, smoke me, snort me. All the while, this Jiminy Cricket chirruped on his shoulder telling me he was playing puppet to people's expectations. Wore the clothes of a big bad wolf. Outside there were bigger, badder wolves who tear through straw and sticks, had no fear of brick shit housemates. Got beat half to death by 7 dwarves who loved a bit of the old Snow White, kept his lips tight. But 2 little birds went to 3 little pigs who administered cautions and did not ease his bruised face, his battered ego, and left him with a reputation as a grass. Just as his tail were getting grim, he came across a princess, not a damsel in distress but a heroine, who showed him the distance between Never Never Land and far, far away. It's not so far, far away, it's just between these 2 lands lay a bridge. And under that bridge lay a troll that blind and stone deaf but could smell the fear and the doubt and the desperation to get out. When she held his hand, apprehension melted away like a wicked witch in war. On the other side, she gave to him a kiss, and he awoke. Still a frog, but for the first time with a hope of one day becoming a prince. Right, this is my last one. It's the most recent thing I've written, so if at any point I kind of go, it means I forgot it, but just pretend it's like a dramatic pause or something. Yeah, good. Right, here goes now. Dear 5-year-old self. Blue doesn't have to be your favourite colour because you're a boy. Told by black and white people who don't see shades of grey. Red, white and blue people who'll tell you what country to hate. And beige people who'll tell you what you're not capable of. To know your place. Don't make them the soundtrack to your life. Make them static, white noise, background music on an elevator that only goes up and get off on the destination you choose. Dear 15-year-old self. Everyone has a song to sing. You sing yours alone in the shower, ashamed of your voice, publicly singing karaoke covers of what you think people want to hear. Sing your own song. It doesn't matter if it's out of tune, you don't need to hide who you are for people to like you. Dear 18-year-old self, you don't need to hide who you are for people to like you. Dear 21-year-old self, you do not have to hide who you are for people to like you. Dear 34-year-old self, you don't have to hide who you are. Just rein it in a bit. Dear 26-year-old self, the answers you're looking for are masters at hide and seek. Chameleon into the periphery and aren't found in the places you used to look, in like the back of the sofa, the bottom of a bottle, inside a stranger's bed. One day soon you'll realise, if you stop looking, they get bored. They come find you. Dear 5-year-old self. Dear, you see, dramatic pause. Dear 5-year-old self, boys do cry, and real men are strong enough not to put a lock on their emotions. An open heart is stronger than a closed fist. Dear 15-year-old self, as you shelter under the shade of your family tree, observe the forest. Notice the broken branches, the world-weary, weather-worn trunks, apples that didn't fall too far but were kicked aside, trodden on, chewed up and spat out, and realise that you are so lucky to be the acorn of a stronger oak. Dear 26-year-old self. Blue doesn't have to be the only mood you feel, like an ocean's wave swaying up and down, and you've never been a strong swimmer. You know what it is to drown. To sink deep till the blue turns black. One day soon, you'll realise the weakness in trying to be too strong. There's been a lifeboat there all along, built from the helping hands and compassionate ears. Your family made it for you. Use it. Dear 34-year-old self, shadows fall behind you when you turn and face the sun. Don't look back. Thank you.
Come on, give it up for Kieran. What a young man. He was prepared to go up here, get on stage while a band was unstripping all their equipment around him, and he still continued to do his set. What a hero. And I did say before we started, could we be quiet and show him some respect? And everybody did, apart from one. There's always one, isn't there? And he's always at the left, at the back of the class. Every time. Okay, we all right, guys? Yeah? How long are we going to be then, do you reckon? How long? 10 minutes? If that, 7.5. Have I got a joke that lasts 7.5 minutes? Be like a Sandinista joke, where I release each part of the joke separately on a separate disc. I'm not sure. Can we stick some music on between this act, yeah? That won't detract from me getting ready, will it, guys? Having some music on. No? You sure? No, not at all. I just don't want to... Okay, they've asked me if I run out of material, right? I never nearly came today, because last night, my first cousin died. And I was very upset. This isn't a joke, this is a true story. And he died in Galway, in the Republic of Ireland, of leukemia. And in the Republic of Ireland, which is a country I love dearly, they've got one of the fucking worst health systems in the modern world. So, in Britain, if you want to have a health system that's as rubbish as theirs is, why don't we just keep voting in a Tory government who cuts back X, Y, Z? I work in an FE college in North Wales. North Wales has got one of the highest rates of unemployment in Britain. North Wales has got one of the highest rates of elderly people in Britain. North Wales has got one of the highest rates of poverty in Britain. And the local authority where I've worked has just withdrawn all the bus passes to all the 16, 17-year-olds so they can't get to college. Now, what's the point in complaining that teenagers haven't got the right skills when they leave school? Because whenever we teach teenagers, have you noticed, the government always accuses them of having the wrong skills when they leave school, which begs the question, what the feckin' hell are we teaching them when they're at school? So I think the solution to that youth unemployment is to withdraw bus passes so that the teenagers can't get to college. What sort of sense does that make? Which makes me wonder that David Cameron's arsehole must get really jealous about the amount of shit that comes out of his mouth. Now, again, I didn't promise Darragh O'Byrne Mock the Week, because that's an interesting comedy programme, isn't it? Where public school boys go on television and actually mock the week, spelled W-E-A-K, mock the week. That's an easy thing to do. But I thought, I'm not going to let my cousin's death get me down too much, because I am from North Manchester and I am of Irish descent, so I'm bound to be a miserable bastard anyway. Okay, it comes with the territory. And I thought, Phil and all his comrades have put so much effort into organising today, I'm going to come down and compare the show, okay? So that's what I've done. That's a credit to me, so give me a round of applause. I'm not here for the good of my health. I'm here for the good of your health. Your social and economic well-being. How are we doing here, guys? Are we all right? Are we ready to go? This is better than Band-Aid, isn't it?